It's Dota time! Okay, hey guys, it's Savion here, and Dota time is a series where every day or so I upload a quick little, 2 to 10 minute video just talking about a certain aspect of Dota. And today I want to be talking about the Mask of Madness. This is patch 7.00. So Mask of Madness got changed a lot in this patch. It gives you 15 damage, it gives you -5 armor, and silences you when you use it. So when I use it, I lose 5 armor and I get silenced. That's a big change, since before it would amplify all damage that you took. So I want to talk about who you should and shouldn't get it on, at least in my opinion, because the item is completely changed now. The first thing I wanted to test was on Slark, and I noticed that if you do this, you actually can't dispel it. You can use BKB as well, and you can't dispel it. So this means once you've used it, you have to deal with the fact that you've got -5 armor, and you were silenced. I believe it's 8-second duration, yes it is. So that's 8 seconds where you have to deal with being silenced. So on some heroes, you may not want to be silenced. This is the Ursa idea that I was thinking of. If you use it on Ursa, well, you get silenced and, well, you can't pop your ulti. Even if you BKB, can't pop your ulti. I'm an Ursa player who quite likes to use a lot of spells, so I'm not actually sure if I'm gonna get Mom on Ursa anymore. I think PA is another hero where I think her cooldowns are too short to justify getting it. Plus, I think because it's only 15% chance of a crit, and it's such a big crit, I think you're better off probably just getting the normal items, like I quite like Deso. But it is very important to know these mechanics about BKB and the spells. So these are the 4 heroes that I was thinking it might actually be pretty good on. So Slider, 8-second cooldown on his stun. That means you can stun someone, use Mask of Madness, and by the time you're unsilenced, your stun's off cooldown. So provided you Corrosive Haze, sorry, they changed that name actually. So as long as you amplify damage someone, and maybe even sprint in or blink in, you can actually get a pretty good mom usage, which, considering that your bash does 120 damage, that's pretty good. Wraith King is the exactly same issue. 8-second cooldown, pretty good with extra attack speed, because it is the most efficient attack speed item in the game. 5 armor is, though, a bigger deal on strength heroes than agility. So these are level 4 and level 1 heroes, so they're pretty low armor. But generally, agi heroes are going to have much higher armor anyway. So getting a mom on a strength hero might give you armor issues. But I can imagine builds where you go armlet and mom, and that would give you quite a lot of armor even with it active. And Wraith King's really good because he doesn't even have an ulti that needs to be activated. So you can stun someone, use it, you hit, and by the time your stun's off cooldown, you're unsilenced. That's a really good synergy with that kit. I think he's considerably better than Slider, especially since Slider's generally more played in an off-lane initiator type role. Sniper is quite different, so I might stick with Dro. Dro doesn't really have cooldowns either, just a couple, but I think because she has so much armor because of marksmanship, she can easily get away with it, but you're silenced, so you can't use frost arrows. But Skadi isn't an orb anymore, so maybe you get that. It's good with stats anyway. Sniper's the last hero, but I'm still a bit iffy about this, because he has good range, much like the Dro. He won't be bothered too much about the -5 armor, and he'll have high armor to begin with, because if you look at his agi gain, it's 2.5, so he'll have lots of armor too anyway. But using shrapnel charges, because you will have 3 or 2 in a fight generally, and maybe an ulti to finish someone off, so you can get it on him as well. These were all the heroes I could think of that I think it's worth it on. I looked through the list. Maybe Troll Warlord. You could probably do it on some other heroes, like, I don't know, Vengeful Spirit or something. But the majority of heroes, I felt like you needed to cast it the majority of times. People used to get it on Ricky. I think you want to use your spells, though, most of the time on Ricky. I mean, I think Blink Strike is 5-second cooldown. It's 4-second cooldown. So if you use it, you won't be able to Blink Strike on the enemy. And I do think it's in general better on agility heroes because the 5 armor is mostly negated. There were a couple of other heroes I thought of, but I wasn't sure how useful they would be. I think Carrier Baton, which is, well, people doing it in 2k, 3k, whatever, so you may as well talk about it. I can imagine a Carrier Baton doing it and getting away with it. The other hero I thought of was Tiny, because these cooldown 8 seconds and 17 seconds. You could combo someone and then use Mask of Madness. It's the most efficient bloody attack speed item in the game. The only issue is that he has very low armor, but I think if you're careful you can get away with it. So that was generally just my thoughts. Obviously this is my first episode, so I have a lot to improve upon in my video making skills and all that. But I think this is basically what Dota Time will be. Just short little snippets where I just talk about an item, discuss it, theory craft, and just any part of Dota, and that will be it. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Sub and do all that if you liked it. See ya!